Hi, my name is Zoe. I am the Tipsy Psychic, and today I'm going to talk about the compatibility between a Leo and a Cancer-Leo cusp. Here we go. As a couple, you radiate ambition, especially when it comes to your relationship. A Leo can be a wild partner for you, and as long as you keep on smiling and laughing and having a good time and not letting things get to you too much, then you can survive the tough times. You just need to have that carefree attitude. Before you can even fathom what your Leo needs, you need to understand your own needs and develop more self-awareness. Remember, sharing is caring. You need to be able to find a middle ground. Make sure to keep your eyes open and to pay attention to your Leo. Leos have a hard time finding a partner because it can be difficult to find someone who perceives all of their awesomeness. You might feel that way too, and you might be able to relate to that. But it also means that it could be tricky. As a couple, your relationship might not actually be your top priority. Either one of you might actually put your friends or your money or your ideologies before your relationship. Getting ahead is everything to this couple. PDA isn't usually important to the both of you. Most of the time you spend with each other is behind closed doors. And you keep your relationship pretty private and intimate. When you are on your own, you might deal with your emotional ups and downs in a very mercurial way. You involve your mind to cope with it. It's all about changing your thinking patterns, right? You think things through. And they do the same sometimes. It's good to aim for the moon and shoot for the stars. Just don't go crazy about it. Find a way to ground yourselves in everyday mundane tasks to build a solid relationship. Try to let love come to you and not rush or throw yourself at a Leo. Leo is used to having a lot of attention, so they like spending time with people who aren't obsessed with them. Like, that's what they often are drawn to. It might not be what they need all the time, but that's what they're drawn to. They don't want to spend every minute with someone who is worshiping them all the time. Like, as much as they think that they do, that's something that they find themselves drawn to. Like, maybe that's why in relationships they find themselves a lot of the time in relationships where they're not appreciated fully, or they don't feel fully worshipped or understood, or they don't feel special because they tend to go towards people who don't like show them that love. But even if they really do need it to maintain a relationship and maintain their own self, I guess, yeah, it's how they love themselves, right? By the way, I'm sorry for the weird sound. I usually time this in a way where I try not to have my heater come on in the middle of it and like make a really weird big noise. So if you hear the shh, that's my heater. And it's getting dark, so I try to film this. This is like the end of the day, but yeah. I've had a fever for the past few days, and I've had this really bad infection, like kidney infection, so I just got through that today, so that's why I'm trying to like get this in. Okay, anyway, why am I doing this? Let's keep going. Sorry. Just ignore the background noise, okay? This relationship needs to be managed. Being in love is not enough. It's going to take a strategy. And there may be a power struggle. You may be private people, but your relationship still has a big personality. It's difficult not to notice. Your path is important because no one can really predict what's going to happen with the both of you. Like, once you know, everyone else does too. But beyond that, it's like pure speculation, right? When a Leo is having a painful experience, using their mind and their brain is usually how they keep going when they're on their own, and you can be the same way. Your career and your relationship should be kept separate. It can be tempting to go at the same pace with your relationship as with your career, but remember, they are separate. And just because your career is moving fast doesn't mean your relationship has to move at the same speed as your career. You both have so much faith in each other, and that's really important. And sometimes you can devote all your faith towards your Leo But you need to have faith in other things too. You should be able to believe in more than just your Leo. At times you may be really hard on yourself because you may feel like you should set higher standards for yourself. But you need to be okay with lower standards. While it's nice for your Leo to be with someone who isn't obsessed with them, if you don't give them enough attention and affection, they can resent you and may accuse you of not loving them enough. New romances aren't usually that exciting between the two of you. Leo will be the rock in this relationship. You will love how stable you feel around them. You're usually the one who sweeps them away. When you go through emotional problems or painful times together, you give each other the power to laugh through it. Somehow you're able to use your sense of humor to heal the wounds that you have, whether they're in your heart or even physically. You get through things with your sense of humor and your wittiness when you're together instead of just relying on your head. You might have a very sarcastic sense of humor together. Watching a parody or satire together might be really, really good for you. Definitely comedy nights. Going to see your favorite stand-up comedy is a good date night. Anything that really makes you laugh. Laughter is such a good medicine for this couple. Always make sure you have time to spend with your Leo. Like, make more time for your love life. Even if you think that you're doing enough now, like you're giving so much of your time to them already, like, keep trying. Do more, do more, do more. Leos are really going to provide stability in this combo. They're extremely devoted and trusting. Like, they always have your back. Try not to be critical of your Leo. You can be very judgmental at times. If your Leo feels like you don't love them enough, then they will begin to resent you. Flings and romances are energetic, but the sexual energy is often channeled into other activities. Leo is the one who keeps this relationship going. They are the life force of this relationship. Marriage doesn't have the best track record between these signs. It doesn't mean it can't work out, but it's just like doesn't have a strong history of success. As friends, you often end up liking the same person, and you both can be very competitive, but you usually choose your friendship over that person in the end. Like, you can both walk away for each other. And that's very powerful, a powerful type of friendship. Marriage can actually be really good for you with the Leo because there is a strategy to it, and it can provide some stability, some structure. Don't let things get too dark and gloomy and serious. Your relationship thrives on laughter and sunshine, literally. Emotions are good, okay? But make sure that they don't become gloomy, like it doesn't just become this rain of drama and emotions. No, you have to keep things light. Keep the vibes good, chill vibes, yeah. If you want marriage to succeed between you and your Leo, then you both need to be very independent and not have lots of responsibilities towards your relationship. Building a family is when things get really tricky because you don't want to be too dependent on anyone and your dynamic, you know? The health of your relationship relies heavily on mental health of the Leo. So when they're feeling down and sad, the whole relationship will feel like it's taken a hit. You will need them because they will be your rock. So making them happy is extremely important. Leos are usually very busy and they can get very wrapped up in themselves and their identity that they won't be as nurturing, which can make it hard for you because you need them to be on the same page as you. And you might spend a lot of your time trying to get them to get you, like trying to make them get you. And there may be a disconnect, which can complicate further commitment. In your friendship, you would be the energizer to the Leo. They can easily let you take the reins from time to time, and they can leave the fun to you when they feel burnt out, you know? You have a tendency with the Cancer in you to naturally go back into your shell and recharge, and you'll have moments where you just need to be with yourself. And you see, your Leo doesn't handle things that way. They don't handle things the same way. And they might take you retreating as a sign that you don't really care about them. And they might start acting very obsessive and overwhelmed They might accuse you of something and act like you've caused pain. As friends, if you're constantly flaking out on each other and missing the chance to hang out, missing your plans and your appointments, then it's probably not a good idea for you to be friends. If you can make time for each other, then that's ideal. But if you really can't, then maybe just keeping it simple like Facebook friends or, acquaintances is probably going to be better, because it's really hard for you both to find a middle ground. Like, you're either friends or you're acquaintances, but it's hard to be in between with the both of you. You can make a very good power couple. You are both so driven that you're able to set goals for each other and help each other find success. Sometimes you join the same career industry once you've been married and you're very successful in it. But that's usually after you get married. When you start dating your Leo, you might set very high standards for the rest of your relationship. It may feel unsustainable for you after a while. The way your Leo needs to be admired and adored all the time won't make you very happy, because you also have needs. And sometimes you feel like they take the back seat because your Leo demands to be the center of attention. When your Leo is your friend, then you often rely a lot on their security. Romances can be very romantic and cheesy. If you want to be friends with each other, you both are going to have to take time for each other. Friendships take hard work. It might be hard to be productive with each other because it might feel like you're not getting anything done. So try to distance yourself from them when you're trying to be productive. Like, come up with a plan to make it work. If Leo feels insecure, then the whole relationship is vulnerable. If you feel like the Leo is neglecting you, or you feel like they're pointing fingers at you, you often can give them the silent treatment or you reject them. The earlier you meet, the longer your friendship is. That's usually how it goes with this. Remember to always have your sense of humor on hand. Oh my God, it's getting really dark. You will need to laugh a lot, so having this sense of humor on hand can be really good. You both have needs and you both have very strong egos, and it's going to be difficult to mix them all together. When you have kids together, you're not going to be the most considerate parents. You may not pay attention enough to your kids. I'm not trying to call anyone out who is a parent, and I'm not saying you're doing a bad job, but as parents, this couple tends to not be as attentive to other people that they're supposed to be caring about. So this is just something to keep an eye out for, and these are habits you can change. But your kids usually learn to accept that you're not going to coddle them or worship them or make them feel special all the time. They usually are like, okay, well, that's how it is. They learn from that, and that shapes them as individuals. You have a tendency to ask more of your Leo than they are able to give you. You want the same amount of love that you show them. But most often, they can't show you the kind of love that you really need over time. So it can be tricky. You're like, I gave you all this love, why can't I have the same back? It's because they're actually not capable of giving you what you actually need. And that's something that might be a wake-up call for you. This has been an awesome couple, and there have been many success stories where marriage works really good. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments section below. I'm so sorry for all the background noise and the lighting. Yeah, obviously I'm in this dark room right now because it was really light a minute ago, and then yeah. But anyway, I'll try to do better. Honestly, I've been really, really tired because I have been in bed with the fever and chills and just bleh for a while. Don't worry, it's not the coronavirus. I just have a kidney infection, and I'm taking care of it, but it was pretty nasty for a bit. So but I hope that you guys have a great day, and I hope that this video turns out okay, although I'm looking really orange in the camera right now. Yes, comment, subscribe. I love you all. Bye.